Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. I'm Peter Martin. Thank you very much for joining us. It is Friday. We'll be looking ahead to the weekend's Premiership fixtures over Saturday and Sunday in the company of Alan Rough and Barry Ferguson. And we'll also look back with smiles on our faces because it's been a positive night for Scottish clubs in the Europa League last night. We'll look at Celtic and Rangers. Celtic fans have waited a long time to actually celebrate a win in Italy. They managed it last night, Alan Rough.
Yeah, they certainly did. I thought the first 15 minutes was a bit nervy. I think they were, once they got the goal, it looked as if they were going to go on and win it. But typical Italians, you know, they seem to score a goal and think that's it, you know, and try to see the game out. And all credit to Celtic, they got the goal. Yeah, they rode their luck, and the goalkeeper had some fantastic saves. But sometimes you need that wee bit of rub of the green. And in the end, I think they deserved the win. Yeah, they qualified with 2 games left. So it's a great night for Neil Lennon. And he mentioned today that he reckons, you know, that result goes a long way to turning some fans towards him after the uncertainty of him coming back to Celtic second time around.
On many occasions, but you know, this time I think obviously with the way I came in February, there was a disconnect, you know, because of the agitation with Brendan leaving, lost a great manager. So obviously there was a lot of uncertainty around myself, but you know, I have a lot of belief in myself, allied with a real good support network behind the scenes that you know, you keep calm and you'll have a few dips here and there, but you stay strong on what you believe in. And you know, so far so good. It's manifesting itself in the right way.
Well, he deserves credit, Barry, because some people were unsure, but he stuck to his guns and he's transformed this Celtic side.
Yeah, I would say the vast majority would have wanted a bigger name, should you say, than Neil Lennon. But listen, he's come in, he didn't want to change too much when he first took over, which is pretty normal. But when he got to the summer, he made these signings, and this is Neil Lennon's team now. And I'm sure he'll be happy the way they're playing, the way they're getting results, especially in Europe.
Yep, and when you look at that European record, when you compare the manager who was there before him, it's looking favourably over Neil Lennon. I think when you look at those stats, Ruffy, you know, Neil Lennon has produced some really big wins in there.
Yeah, he certainly has. You know, Brendan's results in Europe weren't spectacular. You know, and Neil's come in, you know, as a different style of play. He's went for a lot of youthfulness in the side, and you can see with the pace they play it now, it's a joy to watch if you're a Celtic supporter. and it's a different kind of style, but it's all going well for him just now with the players he's got at his disposal.
Yep, here's how that group looks, and for the Celtic fans, it is heaven in that Europa League group for them, because they are so far out in front there of Lazio. You wouldn't have predicted that at the start of that campaign. Cluj tucked in behind them with Lazio, and then Rennes, so qualification guaranteed for Celtic. The only downside to it has to be, again, flares inside the stadium. I wonder when Celtic fans are actually going to learn to behave themselves with regards to taking flares in, because there's another fine on the way, almost certainly. A statement from Celtic on that has come out. And of course, it's also regarding the stabbings, which the Celtic supporters over there are certainly worried about. Some of the Celtic fans trying to avoid the madness of Lazio fans. We can confirm that another supporter was injured after being stabbed early this morning in Rome. We're currently attempting to make contact with the supporter, but understand that he's been discharged from hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. We can also confirm that a group of Celtic supporters were also attacked after last night's match after a bus had broken down. Again, the club and the British Consulate will aim to give as much support as possible to all supporters requiring assistance. Well, listen, getting fines for players is one thing, but fans going over there just to watch a game of football and being threatened with being stabbed and all sorts of trouble is another thing.
Yeah, it's not nice to see. I'm sure the vast majority of fans want to go over and just watch their team play and go and visit different places in the world. So it's no nice to see fans getting stabbed or attacked, and hopefully we can see a stop put to that.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, from Celtic in European action to another great night to savour at Ibrox. This was, of course, Rangers against Porto. They managed to get a great 1-1 draw, Barry, over in Portugal. But again, last night, Ibrox rocking and Morelos star man.
Yeah, it was. I think Rangers have played better. I think the manager will admit that. But listen, it's a fantastic result. Porto are a good team, good pedigree in Europe. But Morelos come up with the goods again. What a finish. Left foot into the bottom corner. And then once that goal went in, Rangers then started to control and dictate the game. And Stevie Davis got the second goal. And then it was, they just seen the game out. But what a result. And now it gives them a great chance to go and qualify, which I think they will do. I think they've got two games, a difficult one over in Rotterdam, but I think they can go there and win. If they don't, they've still got young boys at home, so I'm pretty confident Rangers can get through.
Yeah, and over the two legs, I think Steven Gerrard was quick to emphasise there's no need in starting to say that Porto are not a good outfit. This was a big win for Rangers.
You know, I'm sure people will try and find problems with Porto and the reason why they're not what they was and blah, 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 but they're a good team. They've got good players, so I think my players deserve a lot of credit. Over the two games, we've dominated three halves. Fantastic performance from the players over both games, and the minimum we deserve is 4 points out of 6, minimum.
Well, I'll tell you, he's transformed the Rangers team. He's got credit for that. But in European football, again, I think he's exceeded expectations well ahead of time, Ruffy. He deserves credit. His standing is going up in these games, game by game.
Yeah, they certainly are, and the results as well prove that, and I think one of the reasons where he got the job was obviously, I think Rangers' end product is Champions League football. That's why he was brought to the club. To get them there, the Europa is a progression to that, and certainly the players that he's brought in have handled the European football very, very easily. So who's to say, where he can take them? Yeah,
it was an assist and a goal for Alfredo Morelos last night. No surprise, the manager just keeps coming up with superlatives for him.
Players like that who keep providing moments and game-changing moments deserve to be applauded and appraised, and I'll never get bored of talking about Alfredo because he's a top footballer. I'm really can't describe how much I'm enjoying working with him, and he's in a fantastic place.
Yeah, Barry, I've got to ask you, Steven Gerrard is adamant that he will not be sold in the January transfer window. He's got 22 goals, 11 in Europe. His standing is increasing week by week. Is it one of those situations where, managers can be adamant all they like? If a board suddenly gets an offer they can't refuse, Is it the type of thing that could derail a manager? Do you think Steven Gerrard would look at that and go, if you sell him in January, I'll quit?
They can't sell him, Peter. For me, he's too big a player. You see the start to the season he's had. That's 22 goals now, I think. He's starting to score in big games. He's starting to produce in big games. I can't see it happening. I'm sure the managers in dialogue with the board telling him, look, listen, I know I've offers. Well, I think offers will come in for him because of the form he's in. But look, we can't sell him. We can only think of selling him when it comes to the summer. Because he's far too important player for Rangers.
Yeah, and if they did sell him?
I think there would be a big uproar, not just for the manager, but I think the fans, because he's that important. And I'll be honest with you, he's turning into become a top striker. I always thought he was good, but he's sorted the discipline side out, and he's scoring goals. And goal scorers are worth a lot of money these days. But for me, Rangers can't sell him. He's too important. They've got a lot of big games coming up, even after Christmas. Hopefully they're going to be in Europa League still, and they're going to want to challenge not just for the league but for the Scottish Cup as well. So you've got to keep your best players. Yeah,
and that Europa League group looks great viewing for the Rangers fans, Ruffy, because that was a tough call last night. And suddenly find themselves tucked in nicely behind young boys.
Yeah, no, all credit to Rangers last night. And 65 minutes, it looked as if they'd run out of ideas a wee bit, and they were settling for a draw, which wouldn't have been a good result. But as we already discussed, Morelos coming up with that goal, it wasn't particularly the strike that thing, it was his touch that led up to the shot. You know, was absolutely fantastic. And then after that, obviously, it was one-way traffic. But it's a good result. But another test, obviously, in the next game. But the confidence must be absolutely oozing out the players that they can go away from home and compete with these teams.
Yep, let's have a look at all those Europa League results then involving the British clubs. Great result for Celtic in Italy. Wolves with a 1-0 win over Slovan Bratislava. Manchester United emphatic with a win over Partizan Belgrade. Rangers 2-0 against Porto, and that 1-1 draw Vitoria against Arsenal. So there you have it. That's how it looks in European football. Just out of curiosity, if you haven't got involved in our competition, every day of the week we always try and come up with a good competition, a chance for you to win some signed memorabilia. We had Hearts, we've had Hibs. We've got Celtic. We caught up with Kevin Bridges and asked him if he would add his signature to the Celtic away top, and he duly obliged, and you can win it.
You can win this Celtic away top signed by one of the UK's top comedians, Kevin Bridges. All you have to do is like, share, follow or subscribe to one of our PLZ Soccer social media channels.
Good luck with the competition, the weekend spread over Saturday and Sunday in the Premiership fixtures. Here's how it all looks on Saturday. If you're thinking about going out to a football game, there are 4 on offer, and on the Sunday it'll be Celtic and Rangers in action. So Ross County, Aberdeen, Kilmarnock against Hamilton, St Johnstone, Hibernian, Hearts against St Mirren, and then on the Sunday Celtic against Motherwell and Livingston take on Rangers. And with that in mind, you just wonder about the fallout from the exertions of the Europa League and whether it will have an impact on the two teams. Rangers, I suppose Steven Gerrard will be looking and thinking the last place I want to go is Livingston on that pitch. But all the criticism has been made earlier on in the season. They now have to go there again and get a win.
Yep, they do. And look, the surface will come up in question. But look, I think Rangers are in a good place just now. They've got a good, strong squad. They can go and freshen it up again with 2 or 3 players different that started on Thursday night. So I think Rangers will go there and win the game. It'll be a difficult game. We all know how difficult it is to play against Livingston, but I think Rangers will win the game.
Yeah, Ruffy?
Yeah, I think everybody's went there, struggled, but the big teams tend to get a win. They tend to get the win, and I think they'll do it again. I think Rangers will win.
Yep, OK. Celtic against Motherwell is the other Sunday fixture. Of course, all the speculation over Stephen Robinson and whether Hearts or Hibs will actually make a formal approach to Motherwell to try and extract him from Fir Park over to Tynecastle or Easter Road, or maybe the Edinburgh clubs will come up with an alternative. But manager Neil Lennon knows that this Motherwell side will be a tough nut to crack.
he's been to cup finals with Motherwell, and he has them sitting 3rd or 4th in the league, and they're playing some really good football. So they give Rangers a really difficult game a few weeks ago. So I think we're in for a tough afternoon, and we have to come down off last night very, very quickly.
At home, better chance for Celtic to actually bounce back if they've got 60,000 there, Ruffy.
Yeah, I think the place will be absolutely jumping after that result last night. Again, he'll rotate his side, but they've proved time and time again, anybody that comes in, comes up with the goods. So I think it'll be a difficult afternoon for Motherwell.
And the one key to this is that Neil Lennon has a squad that he can call, and he can, the players who are on the bench are actually itching to get involved.
Yeah, it's similar to Rangers. I think both of them have got real healthy squads, and if somebody's feeling a bit fatigued from the game on Thursday night, they can go and freshen up. So I can't see anything else in the Celtic one.
OK, Ross County against Aberdeen. How do you see this one? Ross County 6th in the table. Aberdeen now starting to get a little bit of momentum again, Ruffy.
Yeah, and it'll be a worrying one for Ross County because Ross County have been picking up wee points here and there, just through battling away and getting a wee result at the end, particularly at home. I think they'll be difficult, but I think Aberdeen will be too strong. A really impressive win last week, and I think they'll continue that tomorrow.
You going for the Dons?
Yep, I think it'll be a close game, but Aberdeen will be too strong.
Well, Killie, they were up there in the heady heights of 3rd. They've slipped back to 5th, Ruffy. They're up against Hamilton Accies, and they're at home on an artificial surface that both teams are used to.
Yeah, I think the home advantage might just edge this one for me. I think Hamilton are still losing some crazy goals. If they can stop doing that, give them a better chance, but home win for me.
Yeah, I think Kilmarnock will bounce back for the defeat last week. I think they'll win it. Yeah,
Michael O'Neill's got the job at Stoke City, which leaves a vacant position in the Northern Ireland job. I just wonder if Tommy Wright, who was a favourite to get it not so long ago, I just wonder if suddenly he could maybe nip in there and leave St Johnstone, because I think he's reached that ceiling point.
Yeah, well, he's had a difficult start, but again, he's produced 2 good results the last couple of weeks. He's starting to get his team playing again. And look, he'll be one of the front runners, there's no doubt about it, once Michael O'Neill finishes up. I think he's going to take it on the next couple of games anyway. So he'll definitely be one of the contenders. Can I see him go? What you say is he might think, right, I've took St Johnstone as far as I can go. But on Saturday, I think St Johnstone will beat Hibs.
No, I don't think so. I think Hibs are going through a terrible time just now, but it's up to the players to get their act together. I think they might be good enough to go and get a 1-each draw.
Yep, Leanne Dempster saying there are no great rush to make a hasty appointment on this one, so we'll have to wait to see if it's a Stephen Robinson approach, if it's obviously looking towards a Jack Ross or maybe someone else comes to the forefront. Hearts against St Mirren as well, and Budge has got a decision to make, but it's still with Austin McPhee at home to St Mirren.
Yeah, I'm going to go home win here in this one as well. I know St Mirren have improved a wee bit, but I still think the Hearts players got something to prove, and with them at home, I think they'll go for a win.
Yeah, they can only improve for last week's performance where they weren't great, so yeah. I think they'll get a response being at home. The fans will get behind them. I think the Hearts will win. OK, what about the Dundee derby, lads? It's always a great game, and if you watch that match tonight, the place will be absolutely buzzing. Packed to the rafters. The Dundonians love it. Who's coming out on top, Ruffy?
I think Dundee again will come out on top. I don't think it'll be 6-2. I think Dundee have got their act together a wee bit. A couple of signings coming in, but that's what we want. We want derby games through the whole of Scotland. It's what the fans want to see, a derby game, and they'll certainly get a good one tonight.
Yeah, who are you going for?
Dundee United.
Yep.
He's some man, isn't he?
Yeah.
Look, for me, 2 Premier League teams. They should be in the Premier League. They've suffered over the last few years, but for me, I think Dundee United are too strong for Dundee.
Yep, I think everybody on the football show, as we switch codes, would like to wish Glasgow City all the best, because, Ruffy, they've drawn Wolfsburg in the last 8 of the Champions League, which is great. If they can get to the semis, I think the roof will come off the place.
Well, I think now they know they're in amongst the big teams now. It's big-time football. These clubs are now full-time girls, and it'll be a hard one for them. They've came through, obviously, the rounds beforehand, but they'll know this is a massive test for them.
Yep, OK. And down south, there's a small matter of Liverpool against Manchester City. If Liverpool were to win it, they'd be 9 points clear. And for me, as a Liverpool fan as well, Barry, I hope they do win it, because I think this is the one that pushes them ever closer to the title, even though we're not even into December. 9 points.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Liverpool will win it. I do. I think they'll win the league this year, Liverpool. So I'm going for them to beat them. That's a great thing to have. Look, we win this game, we go 9 points clear. That's a big amount of points at this stage in the season.
Yeah. Ruffy, you think it's not going to happen?
No, I'm a Man City.
You're just a stickler for it.
No, I prefer Man City than Liverpool. I like to watch them. I think it's a big loss. Their goalkeeper's going to miss the game. He'd be a big player, but I think they've got big players that can come up with a big result.
Yeah, there you are. Ruffy sticking his neck out in the line for a club that spent £650 million. OK, you can have your thoughts on it, not only in England, but of course across Scottish football. Give us your thoughts across all our social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook. You can join us on Facebook Live Monday to Friday, and of course on YouTube as well. Thank you to everyone for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Pass it on, share and follow with all your friends. Join the ever-growing football family. We'll be back on Monday. Alison McConnell will join Barry and Ruffy to reflect on the weekend's Scottish Premiership games. Good luck with the competition, and if you download our app, you'll get all the details of all the breaking stories across Scottish, English and world football. So good luck with that. Hopefully you'll join us next week. We've got news of the launch of our podcast, and of course we'll be moving to a new studio for the podcast and the Facebook Live. So lots of things happening. Hopefully you can follow us. From Barry, from Ruffy and myself, Peter Martin. Thanks for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.